Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Hannibal reaction. This is Haarute Live, and my name is Matt. Hello, hi guys. So, last time on Hannibal, what happened? Chilton died to the surprise of no one, because honestly, he was gonna get played at some point, and he did. What is surprising is that he was like a character you were rooting for at the end of it, a little bit, and then he got But the question is, how did Hannibal orchestrate this? Like, how the fuck did he accomplish this? Because he planned all of it. At least that was the implication. How did he imprint Chilton's voice on, fuck, what's her name? Forgot her name. Miriam's head. And then be like, oh, she's gonna kill him. She has such a deep trauma that she's just gonna kill him. It's like, how can you plan for all of it? I understand the like hypnosis thing that he kind of has going on, but like how? Like literally how? Anyway, so yeah, that happened. By the way, I want to point out that while editing previous episode, I had this moment where I was like, they were talking about the arm and the fact that Hannibal gave Jack her arm. And for a second, and I didn't put this in the highlight reaction, but for a second I was like, oh, he made him eat the arm. And it's like, no, he literally just gave him the arm. I forgot about the fact, and that's also the thing, it's 2 episodes ago, when we first saw Miriam, I felt smart because I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, she's missing an arm, let me check frame by frame. And then it's like, yes, she is missing an arm. We've seen the arm. Like a season ago, we've seen the arm. I just forgot about it because I'm stupid. But yeah, anyway, yeah. She's missing an arm, she got a prosthetic, she's back in the picture. Beverly Katz is dead, so why the fuck do I care anymore about the show? Anyway, let's just watch. I forgot to do the plugging. Hey, check out the Patreon. There's a pop-up on that shows up on screen now. You can watch up to 2-week early access if you want, or full-length reactions. Yeah, that's a plug. Also support the channel. I'm broke. Anyway, Hannibal, let's go. So Hannibal, season 2, episode 8. Let's go.
Change your tactics. Use live bait that moves and excites them to action. You gotta make him bite, even though he's not hungry.
You make him act on instinct. He's always a predator.
I'm a good fisherman, Jack.
You hook him, I'll end.
I love how not subtle this show is. This is a very wacky dinner here. It's like a Mexican standoff, but they're all pretending that it's not. Okay, there's gonna be a dead body, but I'm wondering where is the body gonna be inside the horse? There we go. It's always a little bit funny whenever you watch those scenes, because the moment that you start following characters that are not part of the main cast, you're like, alright, they're gonna encounter a dead body. And then you're like, alright, where's the dead body? And then they start looking at the horse, and they're like, there's something inside. And I'm like, well, I know what's inside. It's like, come on. We don't have to do this whole scene. Why is he here? Why is Hannibal here? Will's out! Will's out and he's innocent. Why is Hannibal here still? Oh.
You should have taken the chocolate, Margot.
What is happening? A ring? What is the scene?
You're no more at fault for what happened to you than if you had been bitten by a mad dog.
Okay, I think I understand what happened.
It would actually have been more therapeutic if you had killed him.
Alright, whatever. There's fucking in the scene. Move onwards with it. I thought that was Mads Mikkelsen for a second, so it's this Hannibal and Alana. Or
It wasn't to avenge Beverly Katz's death.
he was to protect.
It was to prevent yours.
Yeah.
He was healthy, he's back in therapy with a good psychiatrist.
Should be able to figure out where it came from. She has a heartbeat. What?
She's in rigor
She
mortis.
doesn't have a pulse.
She has a heartbeat.
What the fuck is it? Is there something else inside of her, or is it her who's alive?
Something's beating.
Yeah, something is beating. What's inside? Oh! What the fuck is happening? Alright, that's weird. That's random. I'll give you that. That's random. Oh, here comes the lad. I miss his more like crazy look. He used to look more unkept, more messy. Are we swinging? Are we swinging? They're focusing a lot on this horse. Doggy, owl, doggy, monkey, monkey. He's not getting close at all. He's really acting weirded out. Why does he act like that? There's something with this guy.
Did you get your head injury when you were working at the stables, Peter?
Yeah, the kick by a horse. Yeah. Boom.
That's an atypical motor response. Peter's abilities to look and touch can only happen as separate events.
What about the bird? I'm sad for the horse, but I can only help the bird.
I don't know if he's the killer, Jack. If he is, he never meant to be, and if he isn't, he knows who is. You may have to pretend, but I don't.
No, you don't. Not with me.
I don't expect you to admit anything. You can't. But I prefer sins of omission to outright lies, Dr. Lecter. Don't lie to me.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I discovered a truth about myself when I tried to have you killed.
That doing bad things to bad people makes you feel good.
Yes.
This is what I'm wondering. Is Will playing Hannibal here? Like, is it being honest about what he's saying?
I don't want to kill you anymore, Dr. Lecter.
Or is he baiting? He's a fisherman, remember?
Now that I finally find you interesting.
Okay.
Maybe if she thought we were listened, she would have come to us. She didn't.
Okay. That was good. That was good.
They think I'm weird.
I'm much weirder than you will ever be, Margot. If you really want to kill your brother, Margot, wait until you can get away with it. You'll find someone to do it for you.
I just wanted something beautiful for her.
You were grieving her. You couldn't save her. But you could bring poetry to her death.
I wanted you to find me. I wanted you to find me because if you could find me, you could find him.
Who?
He'll make sure no one will believe me.
I'll make sure they do.
Okay. What are we dealing with?
Every social worker enjoys certain aspects of the job more than others.
You don't seem to feel sorry for your client.
I was gonna say, he's smiling a lot.
Lack of empathy in a social worker.
He's smiling a lot.
Don has accused me of killing 16 women.
How does that make you feel?
Right now, I'm feeling inconvenienced. What are you writing down?
You're smiling a lot. That's what I'm writing.
An observation?
About me?
Hmm?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable.
That's smart. She keeps pushing him on his feelings, not on the facts. She's trying to gauge how comfortable he is with emotion, if he has any. Couldn't bear being touched by her.
Yes, his responses are typical of psychopaths during interviews, but could also be resentment.
His eyes are dead.
They are. They fucking are.
Why did you become a social worker?
Society needs caring people. I feel like I don't want to be here anymore. So, if you're not detaining me, I'd like to be on my way now.
I know what it's like to point at a killer and have no one listen.
You pointed in the wrong direction.
Did he? Is Jack convinced that it was Sheldon now? Well, I mean, he's gonna try and kill this guy now. Oh no, horsey. That's why they were focusing on her.
I've been expressing a lot of rage recently.
Bro, if you kill him, you're immediately the most suspicious person. Why would you do this?
If I had killed them, it would be because they were worthy of me.
Is he gonna freak out and kill him, the social worker? Or poor guy over here is gonna go to jail instead?
Do you think if you save Peter Bernardone, you can save yourself?
Save myself from what, Dr. Lecter?
From who you perceive me to be?
I'm alone in that darkness.
You're not alone, Will. I'm standing right beside you.
Is your social worker in that horse?
I think he deserves to die.
Is he not?
Didn't deserve to kill him, Peter.
Is he still alive?
I didn't kill him.
He's still alive inside the horse.
Just wanted him to understand what it's like to suffocate and to experience the death that he created.
Tags. On birth. Wait, is it on birth? No, I suppose it would just be birthing.
Miss England. Might want to crawl back in there if you know what's good for you.
Officer, I'm the victim here.
He actually is. For all intents and purposes,
I'm not
he...
an officer.
That's good, actually.
I'm Peter's friend.
I mean, he would get a murder account if he shoots him, so...
It won't feel the same, Will. It
Okay.
won't feel like killing me.
Doesn't have to.
You did the best anyone could do for Peter. Don't do this for him. If you're going to do this, Will, you'll have to do it for yourself.
I want to say he's not gonna. Okay.
With all my knowledge and intrusion, I could never entirely predict you.
Fuck.
I can feed the caterpillar. And I can whisper through the chrysalis, but what hatches? Follows its own nature and is beyond me.
Now kiss. That was so dumb. Alright, oh my god. See, we're at the point where I'm just ending episodes just being like, kiss already. God damn it. And like, here's the thing. There was like a little bit of a downtime in between the reaction and recording this discussion review thing. And I was talking to my friend and like, I was like, this show, sometimes it feels like I'm overthinking it. And by sometimes I mean often, right? Because like I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh my god, okay, Will might be playing Hannibal. Maybe this is a play. He's baiting Hannibal. He's just playing along so that he might get Hannibal like closer to him, and then he can get him, you know. But then I think that the show literally just goes, no, Will is actually just a mess of emotions for no reason. It makes no sense. But he's actually kind of into it. And I'm just like, alright, this show was written by Fujioshis. I was like, okay, this show is just so fucking gay. That's just it. That's the answer. It's less of a crime show, more of a crime comedy, except everyone is bisexual also. Okay, because like I was really thinking, because of the scene we had at the beginning, when they were talking about like baiting and Fish and Will, I called him Fish. Will was talking about him being like a really good fisherman, and they were like, okay, you gotta bait him with something that's alive, with something that he wouldn't expect, and force him into actually acting as a predator, to acting on instinct, and then you can get him. And I was like, okay, are they gonna bait him? And then Will is doing these things, and I'm like, okay, Will has to have some kind of play here, because like Will knows everything. Will 100% knows he fucking hates Hannibal, and it's like, yes, let's get him. But then Will is also like, okay, hold on, but I don't really hate him though, and I don't know why. It would be so much easier. It's like, I don't know how I feel towards him, and he didn't say that, but that's essentially what it did. And I came to this realization. And the moment that I say this, I am going to instantly kill anyone who recognizes this reference, and y'all are gonna hate me, but I'm right. And what I'm about to say is, alright? Okay? Okay. That's Hannibal. That's NBC Hannibal for you. Real quick, real short, concise. That's what it is. Yeah, there we go. And to be fair, both of these things were probably at their peak in fandom at the same time. So, there you go. Anyway. Was my camera like tilted the entire time? Alright, so we had the weird horse unbirthing episode. Okay, there's something else happening here. So someone... Okay, I'm looking at this like woman or whatever. This lady. We had scenes with this lady and Hannibal, and it seems like this is building up to something later. But like, I wasn't sure what the fuck I was looking at. And after it was over and kind of understood, I think, what it was. Maybe. But it seems like she was maybe drugged. They also... Okay, no. They took her tears and then they put them in a drink. And then they drank it. And all we can tell is that this was a white man, which often is. I mean, I was thinking that she was probably drugged or something, right? And I was also thinking that something else happened to her on this scene when she's bent over this table or whatever. But I'm still not fully sure what just happened. I'm just gonna assume that it was something bad and move on. But this woman was introduced. I don't remember her name. I don't know if they said it. But she is having therapy with Hannibal. And I was thinking maybe she was related to the case within the episode about the horse. But she wasn't. Which means that she's gonna matter moving forward. Also, they mentioned that this thing that happened was with her brother, and that she attacked him or injured him somehow, and she wants to actually keep going and maybe murder him, but the thing is that even her family kind of accepts what happened and just kind of says like, oh, whatever, you know, your brother got better. He's not going to do it again. We forgive him. You should forgive him too. And then everybody in the world is like, oh yeah, a sinner searching for redemption. And it's like a good story. And everyone's like, yay. I don't know if it works like that. Well, maybe a little bit. Because I was gonna be like cancel culture, but then at the same time, some people do some fucked up shit and then they continue to have a following. So, I don't know, man. But yeah, that's gonna matter. So, I don't know how that's going to matter to the plot. Unless the brother is someone that we're gonna see later, or someone that we have already seen. And then that's the way it's gonna come. No. Okay, no. Maybe she's the bait. Maybe that's what it is. Because Hannibal even offered to murder the guy. And indirectly. He said like, you should kill him or you should have someone kill him for you or something like that. I don't remember what he said. But that I interpreted that as, well, maybe Hannibal will just do the killing for her. But now I'm thinking, maybe that's the bait. Maybe she's the play. Maybe she's fake or something like that, or she's working for fucking Jack and Will or whatever. That, I don't think that's the case, but that's the theory. And maybe that's how we bait Hannibal into committing murder to some dude. And then that case is gonna matter in the future. Because Hannibal's gonna get caught, at least by Jack, and maybe succeeding in continuing to live. Yeah, because he has to, season 3. But like, I don't know... I don't know how they're gonna get there. We're on episode 8, so how many do we have left? Like, I think the last one is 13, so 9, 10, 11, okay, 5 episodes. Alright, so within 5 episodes we have to get there. How we're gonna do that, I don't know, but maybe we'll be related to this lady and her brother. Okay. I do like the moment when Will and Hannibal were just sitting there. And Will tells him to just not lie. What is the thing that he says, which was really funny? I prefer sins of omission than outright lies. I really like that. Because I also, not just myself, but also us, the audience, I prefer that. I prefer whenever Hannibal just conveniently talks around things and he just says things as absolute truths. It's just that he chooses his words very carefully. So it's a little bit funny, but I really like whenever that happens, and I don't like whenever he lies, because here's the thing, is that I feel dumb. I feel dumb whenever I overthink this show, because I feel like this show is dumb, but also I feel dumb whenever this show actually does do something and I'm wrong. I don't think there's winning with the show, because this show is just fucking stupid. And if you try and get ahead of it, you will be too ahead and the show will not do what you think it's gonna do. Like, the show is too dumb to try and rationalize. But at the same time, because characters never say the truth, sometimes they do, but a character like Hannibal says something, I'm like, okay, are you full of shit or are you not? Because, like, he's never gonna admit that he's killing people. So that leads to situations like, for example, with the Pontiff, when it's like, do you kill him? No, I didn't. He did. And then it turns out that he didn't, and I'm just like, well, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? If I never actually know what's going on, because this motherfucker is never gonna be open about it. So I appreciate having a scene where Will is like, don't fucking lie. Just don't say the convenient truths. Just omit them. But speak on truths and everything else. And I'm like, got it. That's much better for me. Because now I can take his word for things. That doesn't mean that I will, but it means that it's better than before. Alright. The relationship that Will and Hannibal is developing, it's a weird one, and I suppose that's worth understanding. Let's talk about this dude. I completely forgot his name because it's been like half an hour since I watched the episode. And even while watching the episode, I forgot. But I like this dude. So we see this dude, and he has a disability because his brain is messy. And Will sees a little bit of himself in this guy. And also this guy is pointing to his social worker as a psychopath. And nobody would believe him. And they also have no information on the social worker to try and be like, okay, it was him. They have no evidence. They cannot do anything to him. So then the social worker just walks away, and Will is like, I feel for this guy, because I've also been in this situation where I've been pointing fingers at the guilty party and nobody listened to me. And they are still not listening to me. So I understand where Will is coming from, and he's trying to help this guy. So then the social worker psychopath, by the way, I love this social worker psychopath because he really looked like such a psychopath. Like, they're interrogating him, and he was almost like playing it too hard, right? Like, you look at that guy and you go like, oh, you're full of shit. Like, oh, you're an asshole. Because I like how they said it. It's not only the fact that he was smiling the whole time, but also Will says something like his eyes are dead, and it's like, yes, they are. Because when you're smiling, you don't do this. Like, this just looks bad. If you're just talking to someone and just doing this face the entire time, it just doesn't feel good. Because I'm not emoting with my eyes. I'm really just doing this. And that really doesn't work in order to convey any good emotions. It really just feels like I'm full of shit. Because I am. So, I like that guy was doing that. He just looked like a complete psychopath. And they're like, yeah, he is. And I like that Alana kept pushing him emotionally, and the dude was not comfortable with it, so it was like, okay, even more like little bits of information we get into his person, but we still don't have proof, so he gets to walk away. And then he went and tried to kill the poor guy, but then the poor guy was like, all right, fuck you, I'm gonna unbirth you. Tags unbirth. So he didn't kill him though, but what happened is that he crawled out of it, tags birthing. And then I like that Hannibal was just standing there. He was like, mister, I would crawl back in there if I were you. And then he just walks, just like does a step to the side, and Will's just right there with the gun. It was like, oh my god, you can't plan this shit. You can't make this shit up. This is so fucking funny. So Will has this moment where he's like, I'm gonna kill this guy. I was like, well, you shouldn't. You don't have anything on this guy in order to like pull a gun on him. And he's like, I'm not FBI. I'm just a dude with a gun, and I'm Peter's friend. I think his name was Peter. I'm that guy's friend. So then he has this moment of like, do I just kill this guy to fucking just... And they're talking about, there was a theme throughout the episode of like, it feels good to do bad things to bad people. You know, it's again, it's just the idea of like, I don't know, sacrificing yourself in order to do something to someone that deserves it, kind of thing. So that's kind of where the episode was going. And then Hannibal stepped in the middle and he was like, I'm taking your gun away from you, Will. And then they almost kissed at the end. Or maybe kissed. It was just off screen. We just didn't hear it. There's a really loud motorcycle at the background. Anyway, so yeah. They kiss at the end. That's it. Next episode. Okay, there must be something else we can talk about. I do feel bad for that guy. The guy with the animals. Alana fucked Hannibal again, and I like, okay, did Hannibal replace the meat inside the fish? That's my question. Let me look at that again, because here's the thing, is that I don't know how to cook a fish, so I don't know if the meat that he took from the fish is something that you should do to every fish, or did he just take that out in order to get human meat inside the fish? Because then they ate it, and then they were like, this fish is delicious, or whatever. Anyway, this was the Weird Horse Unbirth episode. They're setting things up with this lady and her brother or whatever. Oh, I like the scene with this guy. What the fuck was his name? I don't know. One of the forensics guy, the young one. So that guy walked up to Will and he was like, I'm sorry that we didn't believe you. Like, we were sure it was you and we didn't even consider that it might not be you, which is a fair apology. Will is like, that's fine. The evidence was pretty convincing, which it was. Good job, Will. But then he's like, I'm sorry because like, it's not only that we didn't even consider that it might not be you, but also the fact that if we had done that, maybe Beverly would have felt more trusting of us. Maybe not more trusting, but like maybe she would have like shared what she was thinking with us, and maybe she wouldn't just gotten herself killed alone. So for that, I'm sorry. And that was like a pretty cool moment. I like that. Weird moment to have for one of the forensics guys. I think I still like the other one better. the old guy. I don't know. They're just whatever. They're not much of characters. I was expecting after Beverly died that they would become more like actual characters on screen often, but no, they're not. Alright, anything else in this episode? Will is back to kind of working here, but Hannibal is still the official consultant for Jack for some reason. But yeah, sure. It seems that everyone is convinced that it was Chilton. Chilton wasn't even, like... It was mentioned once at the beginning of the episode when they were eating fish. They were like, we were all victims of Chilton. And it's like, oh my god. But yeah, it seems like Jack is 100% sure that it was Chilton. Everyone else is sure that it was Chilton. It doesn't make much sense for them to think otherwise, but Will is the only person that knows that it's Hannibal. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. So is it gonna kill Hannibal? Is it gonna fuck Hannibal? Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode. Okay, thank you so much for hanging out. And if you would like to watch the next couple episodes of Hannibal, you can already do so over at Patreon, also full length. Check out the links in the description for that. Check out social media, Twitch stream, all the cool stuff. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.